Imagine trusting someone with your deepest secrets, only to find your name plastered across their crimes. My roommate thought she could steal my identity and get away with it. She was wrong. My name is Ellie, and this is the story of how I turned the tables on my roommate, Vanessa, who thought she could ruin my life without consequences. I was a junior at a small liberal arts college, juggling classes, a part-time job, and the chaos of dorm life. When I met Vanessa, she seemed like a godsend. She was charming, confident, and always had a witty comeback. We clicked instantly, and when she suggested we room together off campus, I thought, why not? It was supposed to be the perfect setup, two broke college students splitting rent, sharing late-night study sessions, and laughing over cheap pizza. But what I didn't know was that Vanessa was hiding a dark side, one that would drag my name through the mud and push me to orchestrate a revenge so calculated, it still gives me chills. The first few months living with Vanessa were great. She was tidy, paid her share of the bills on time, and even cooked these amazing pasta dishes that made our tiny apartment feel like home. But little things started to feel off. I'd get weird emails about accounts I didn't remember opening, a PayPal here, a Venmo there. Once, I got a call from a debt collector asking about a $2,000 loan I'd never heard of. I chalked it up to clerical errors or maybe a mix-up with my name. Ellie Thompson isn't exactly unique, right? But the red flags kept piling up. One night, I came home from a late shift at the campus coffee shop and found Vanessa hunched over her laptop, frantically closing tabs. She looked startled, like I'd caught her doing something she shouldn't. Just paying some bills, she said with a nervous laugh. I didn't think much of it then, but that moment stuck with me. A few days later, I got an email from an online boutique claiming I'd ordered $500 worth of clothes. I hadn't. When I checked my bank account, it was fine, no charges. But something wasn't right. My gut was screaming at me to dig deeper. I started paying closer attention to Vanessa. She was always on her phone, whispering during calls, and she'd lock her laptop whenever I walked by. One afternoon, while she was out, I did something I'm not proud of, I snooped. Her laptop was locked, but she'd left her phone on the counter, and I knew her passcode from watching her type it in once. I'm not a hacker, but I'm not clueless either. I opened her email and scrolled through her sent messages. What I found made my blood run cold. There were dozens of emails under my name, my full name, Ellie Thompson, sent to random people on platforms like Craigslist and eBay. She was posing as me to sell fake designer bags, scam people out of deposits for apartments that didn't exist, and even apply for credit cards. One email thread showed her convincing some poor guy to send her $1,000 for a limited edition watch. The PayPal account she was using? Linked to my name but routed to her bank. She'd been using my social security number, my driver's license info, everything. I felt sick. This wasn't just betrayal, it was a full-on identity heist. I confronted her that night. Vanessa, why is my name all over your scams? I held up her phone, my hands shaking. She didn't even flinch. You're overreacting, Ellie, she said, cool as ice. It's probably just a glitch or someone else with your name. Her lies were so smooth, I almost doubted myself. But I had proof. I told her I'd go to the police if she didn't come clean. She laughed, called me paranoid, and stormed out. That's when I knew I couldn't just report her and hope for the best. Vanessa was too slick. I needed to catch her red-handed. I spent the next week planning my revenge. Reporting her to the police was an option, but identity theft cases are messy, and I didn't have enough hard evidence to nail her. Plus, I wanted her to feel the same panic and betrayal she'd put me through. I decided to set up a sting operation, something so airtight she couldn't wiggle out of it. First, I created a fake online persona, a guy named Mark, a naive collector of vintage watches. I used a burner email and a prepaid phone to make it convincing. I posted on a forum Vanessa frequented, offering to buy a rare Rolex for $3,000. I knew she'd bite, she was obsessed with watches as her go-to scam. Sure enough, Mark got an email from Ellie Thompson, Vanessa, offering the exact watch he was looking for. She sent photos, a fake certificate of authenticity, and even a sob story about needing quick cash for medical bills. Classic Vanessa. I played along, stringing her out over days. I asked for more photos, haggled on the price, and kept her hooked. Meanwhile, I was gathering evidence. I recorded every email, screenshot every message, and even got her to send a video of the watch to prove it was real. In the video, she was careless. She filmed it in our apartment, with her face partially visible in a mirror. Jackpot. But I needed more than digital proof. I needed her to incriminate herself in person. I told her Mark wanted to meet for the exchange in a public place, a busy coffee shop near campus. I set up a friend, Jake, to pose as Mark. Jake's a theater major, so he was all in for the role. I also tipped off a campus security officer I trusted, Officer Daniels, about a potential scam happening at the coffee shop. I didn't mention Vanessa's name yet, just that I had suspicions. The stage was set. The day of the sting, I was a nervous wreck. What if Vanessa smelled a trap? What if she didn't show? I hid in the coffee shop's back corner, wearing a hoodie and glasses, pretending to study. Jake walked in as Mark, carrying a fake envelope of cash. Vanessa arrived right on time, looking smug as ever, with a small box she claimed held the Rolex. I watched her hand it over, her fake smile in full force as she spun her sob story to Jake. Jake played his part perfectly, asking her to confirm her identity. "You're Ellie Thompson, right?" he said loudly. Vanessa nodded, not even hesitating. That's when Officer Daniels, who'd been watching from another table, stepped in. "Ma'am, I need to see some ID," he said. Vanessa froze. She stammered, trying to backtrack, but Jake held up the box and said, "This isn't a Rolex. It's a cheap knockoff." The coffee shop went quiet. Everyone was staring. Vanessa tried to bolt, but Daniels was faster. He didn't arrest her on the spot, but he took her ID and the box as evidence. I slipped out before she could spot me, my heart pounding. Later that day, I sent Daniels the screenshots, emails, and video, everything I'd collected. It was enough to open a formal investigation. Vanessa was called in for questioning, and the police found more evidence on her laptop, linking her to scams totaling over $10,000, all under my name. Vanessa was expelled from college and faced multiple charges of identity theft and fraud. The last I heard, she was out on bail, but her reputation was trashed. I got my name cleared, but it took months to fix the damage to my credit and online accounts. The emotional toll was worse, trusting someone so completely, only to have them betray you, leave scars. But here's the thing, I don't regret what I did. Becoming Vanessa's nightmare wasn't just about revenge, it was about taking back control. I learned to trust my instincts, to protect what's mine, and to never let someone walk over me again. My name is Ellie Thompson, and I'm nobody's victim. Asterisk, have you ever had to outsmart someone who betrayed you? Drop your story in the comments, I read every single one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more Reddit revenge stories that'll keep you glued to your screen. Until next time, stay sharp and trust your gut, asterisk.